A warning has recently been issued, not by fringe economists or anonymous social media voices, but by the titans of American retail themselves. In a rare show of unity, the CEOs of Walmart, Costco, and Target, the three most powerful forces in modern consumer supply, have all hoisted the same warning flag. Shop shelves throughout the United States may soon be empty again. For most Americans, this sounds like a throwback to early 2020. Empty aisles, ration necessities, and panic buying turmoil. This time, however, the issue is not being fueled by a virus. It's considerably more intricate and perhaps a lot more long-lasting. Supply chains are crumbling. Global shipping is stressed. Retail thievery is increasing. Most critically, consumer trust is steadily deteriorating. This is more than simply a matter of missing toilet paper or infant formula. It is about a fundamental change in how Americans purchase, invest, and survive. When the world's leading merchants express alarm, it's time to stop scrolling and pay attention. Because this is not a drill. This is the next stage of the economic storm, and the shelves may tell the tale better than any statistic or headline. It began slowly with earnings calls, shareholder letters, and offhand remarks. However, within weeks, three major corporations began stating the same thing. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon startled analysts when he stated during a May results call, "We're seeing inconsistent availability across multiple categories, and the problem isn't getting better." Target CEO Brian Cornell followed suit 2 days later, declaring, "The supply chain disruption isn't over. It's changing, and retail's old strategy is no longer applicable." Then came Ron Vakris, Costco's new CEO, who warned that their internal stock estimates were projecting significant interruptions in late summer and early fall. These are neither speculative estimates or market hedges. These are clear words from executives whose job it is to keep America stocked and lucrative. All three of these lead to a probable retail meltdown. What's more concerning is how coordinated their communications are. These corporations frequently compete hard, protect their data, and make carefully worded comments. Yet they are now openly repeating each other. It's not all chatter. Internal memos released to retail media sources suggest that store managers at Walmart and Target are already being told to prepare customers for gaps in key categories. Costco's frontline employees were warned to expect delays when replenishing electronics, bulk grains, and hygiene goods. Customers are also noticing. One Reddit post titled, "Where's all the stuff gone?" had tens of thousands of responses in a week, with claims of missing necessities from Alabama to Oregon. This isn't merely an error in the system. The CEOs are preparing for a larger storm, even if the rest of America is not. So what is causing this fresh wave of shortages? It's not just one problem. It's a series of linked issues that are all accumulating at the same time. First, global shipping channels are once again constricting. Following a brief period of post-pandemic recovery, ports in Los Angeles, Long Beach, and New York are again experiencing backlogs. Shipments from Asia are delayed not just by distance, but also by worker strikes, increased fuel costs, and bottlenecks in customs checks. Then there's the weather. Droughts in the Midwest are affecting barge traffic along the Mississippi River, which transports about half of the United States' agricultural exports. Grain deliveries are decreasing, the water levels are too low, and inland shipping is congested. Meanwhile, China's inconsistent manufacturing activity, exacerbated by rolling blackouts, local lockdowns, and a faltering real estate industry, has resulted in significant irregularities in worldwide supply. In 2022, products took 4 weeks to arrive. Now they take 8 to 10 weeks, if at all. But what is the most important and least understood issue? Retail theft and shrinkage. Target alone has reported over $1.2 billion in inventory loss due to organized theft rings, an extraordinary increase that has resulted in store closures in key locations. Walmart and Costco are now reporting similar patterns, with certain goods being completely removed off shelves in high-risk areas. All of this has its greatest impact on the supply chain's weakest link, the retail shelf. When supplies are delayed, shrinkage is high, and replacements are unclear. Even basic items like canned corn, deodorant, or baby wipes might go missing for weeks. The retail behemoths are changing. But slowly, distribution centers are overcrowded. Staffing shortages have not been completely remedied. And most troublingly, just-in-time inventory systems, long heralded as retail's miracle model, are now proving to be its Achilles heel. When you combine all of these factors, international upheaval, environmental disruption, criminal activity, and logistical fragility. You don't get a hiccup. You get the ideal storm. Costco, Walmart, and Target CEOs are warning of potential issues ahead of time. While logistical and supply issues are shaking the back end, another catastrophe is ravaging retail from the front, an increase in organized thievery. Walmart officials have admitted that larceny, resale networks, and in some cases, inside employment have cost the company billions of dollars in losses throughout its shops in the United States. Doug McMillon boldly stated, "If this continues, prices will rise and stores will close." They already are. Walmart has closed many stores in Portland, Chicago, and Washington, D.C., despite the fact that these locations served significant communities. What's their reasoning? Business conditions were no longer sustainable. The similar pattern unfolds at Target, where more than 9 shops were shuttered in 2024 alone, including sites in San Francisco and Seattle. These were not underperforming outlets. These were high-traffic and high-theft zones. Costco, with its membership model and bulk item strategy, was originally thought to be immune. Even there, CEO Ron Vacris stated that shrinkage has silently increased in the previous 18 months. Razor blades, cell phones, and over-the-counter medications are suddenly being locked away or completely removed from public stores. What distinguishes this moment is its magnitude and aggressiveness. These are not solitary shoplifters. They work in organized groups, often hitting numerous businesses in a single day, employing tools, getaways, and cross-state resale networks. And it is creating a vicious circle. More thievery leads to more security, closed shelves, consumer discontent, and eventually, fewer open businesses. For many communities, particularly in urban and low-income regions, this tendency is more than simply an annoyance. It signifies being cut off from fundamental necessities. Major retailers typically do not reopen after closing their doors. You don't need a CEO to tell you what your eyes already see. The vacant spaces are expanding. Across the country, consumers are discovering the hard way that retail's basis is no longer stable. Items that were once fundamental necessities are now hit and miss. A woman in Phoenix is unable to locate children's Tylenol for the 3rd week in a row. A Des Moines senior lady visited 4 stores in search of her preferred brand of cat food. A parent in Atlanta has ordered bulk rice online, only to wait 3 weeks for delivery. These are not luxurious stuff. They're everyday essentials. Customers are already adjusting. There is an increase in panic prepping behavior, which involves purchasing additional things when they are accessible and hoarding when restocks become doubtful. Others, however, are concerned with downgrading rather than volume. Many Americans are increasingly choosing for store-brand items, forgoing fresh in favor of frozen, or canceling purchases entirely when costs appear to be too expensive. According to the most recent Nielsen data, basket sizes are falling, yet stockouts are increasing, a disturbing indicator that customers aren't just spending less, they're finding less to purchase. Even internet shopping no longer provides the same level of escapism as before. Out-of-stock messages are appearing on Amazon, Walmart.com, and Target's app significantly more frequently, and delivery times are ranging from 2 days to 2 weeks or more, particularly in rural areas. Customer trust, often considered retail's unseen currency, is eroding. Customers remember when they leave a business without purchasing anything, and if this becomes the norm, they won't return. For decades, American shopping flourished on a single promise: low prices, complete ease, and limitless options. However, that paradigm may now be unraveling, not with a crash, but with a long, agonizing decline. What we are witnessing is not simply another interruption. It is a systematic breakdown of the assumptions that retail was founded on. Just-in-time supply chains, praised for decades as the gold standard of efficiency, are collapsing under the weight of real-world turmoil. Global sourcing, once a cost-cutting magic wand, is now fraught with danger, delays, and political unrest. What about consumers? They're not just noticing, they're adjusting, if unwillingly. Costco CEO Ron Vacris hinted at a return to domestic supply wherever possible, even if it was more expensive. Target is currently decreasing the amount of product lines and shop hours in difficult areas. Walmart is investing billions of dollars in regional facilities to help mitigate delivery instability. The golden age of get it fast, cheap, and anywhere may be coming to an end, and what replaces it may not feel as welcoming. When even America's top merchants admit they can no longer guarantee your convenience, you begin to question whether convenience was an illusion all along. The CEOs of Walmart, Target, and Costco did not raise the alarm. because they like causing fear. These are leaders who have been taught to calm markets and minimize upheaval, rather than to incite it. So when they get up in rare unity and proclaim, "We're in trouble," it's more than simply a prediction. This is a wake-up call. If America's most prominent merchants concede that shelves may soon go empty, it indicates that the foundation is still strong. It is already broken. There are indications everywhere. Ports are jammed. Warehouses are overloaded. Theft is increasing. Trust is disappearing. And for the typical American, it's not about global politics or freight rates. It's about entering a store, going out with nothing. This is not about apocalypse. It is about reality. A new type of economy is emerging, one in which scarcity replaces abundance, patience replaces ease, and resilience is valued more than price. So don't panic, but don't reject it either. The retail industry's leading voices warn of impending storms. They're not only talking about business, they're discussing your house, pantry, and future. The shelves may not be empty yet. If we continue to ignore warnings, they will become reality.